It's the Sunday Chronicle on Stacks 92. It's the Sunday Chronicle. We gon' give the news and keep you up to date. From crimes to the politics, you gon' know what's up around your way. We give 2 thumbs up to everyone out here doing their thing. We gon' show mad love to all the ones working hard in communities. It's the Sunday Chronicle.
Welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Giannis Jackson, coming to you from Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. I am so happy to be here again, another Sunday for you. And today I have not just one guest, but I have 3 special guests. And our topic, before we get started with the introductions, it is Black men breaking barriers. You know, we're going to talk about some of the ways that Black men and people of color have to defy the odds. They have to go outside of the norm and the processes to reach the goals that they want to reach and define success for themselves, right? Not to have someone else outside tell them what success is and how to get there. It's not that they're not listening, but they're doing what needs to be done to get where they want to get. They have a mission, and they're here to tell you about it. So I have 3 very handsome men to my right here. We're going to go through introductions, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. And first, starting to my immediate right, we have Mr. Derrick Gilliam. And I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about his work in the community, his acting, and all of those great things. Go ahead, take it away, Derrick.
How you doing?
I'm doing
Derrick
well.
Gilliam here. Yeah, I try to do a little bit of acting. I work for Head Start. I'm a fatherhood specialist where I help fathers get connections with their kids if they're not connected with them or getting to see them or you know, go through court system or different things. And the acting is something I do on the side, but it's kind of taken off, and I'm kind of proud of the direction it's going. So hopefully soon I'll make that a full-time thing.
Well, that's awesome because I've seen you in some of those movies, and I love those movies. I call them Sunday afternoon movies, and they just put me at peace. I watch them, and you know, tell me about a couple of the titles that you.
One of them was called Small Group, and that's a faith-based film.
Okay.
And that was where I was playing a professional football player, and it was about small groups. If you know people who's familiar with church, when church have the small groups.
Yeah, it's like a Bible study, right? At somebody's home. Yes.
It was just the raw, uncut version of it.
It was like the real small groups. Okay,
group,
that's what I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna rent that one. I haven't seen that one.
The other one was My Brother's Keeper, and I filmed it with Keisha Knight Pulliam, Rudy from the Cosbys, and T.C. Stallings, and let me see, it was a lot of people in that. We had Blue Kimball. We had Joey Lawrence.
Okay.
What's guy? My cousin Skeeter. I can't even think his name right off the hand.
Well, no, that's a good one, right?
Yeah,
that's a really good one there.
Just finished last week filming one called Heist 88 with Courtney B. Vance. I filmed that in your hometown, Chicago.
Oh, okay. And yes.
Keith David, Courtney B. Vance, Angela Bassett, they all in it. And,
Angela Bassett is in it too. Yeah, so her husband and wife in there. That's cool.
Yep. So that's going to be a good movie, a really, really good one. It'll come out. I'm not playing so much of the good guy Christian role in that one. I'm a kind of bad guy.
Are you a thug, a gangster?
Yeah, okay. I had to get my 517 West Side Thug.
Okay, well, all right. Well, look, we are definitely proud of you. You're a proud product of Lansing that's defying the odds. And we're going to move to my right would be your left, and we're going to talk to Mr. Garfield Blackwell. Why don't you introduce yourself and talk about some of the initiatives and career and whatnot?
Yes, my name is Garfield Blackwell, and currently I work as a quality resident engineer. I contract with suppliers in the auto industry, and before that I was a social worker. So I have a bachelor's in psychology. So I worked as a protective service worker, foster care, delinquency, treatment specialist. So that was, my background is, into like, servicing people.
Yes, yes.
So, and that's what I still like to do when I can. And that's why, I appreciate that my friend Andrew has a, organization where I can, volunteer at times to give back,
Yes, and that's wonderful. And so you said your business is called Advanced Quality Liaison, correct?
Correct.
Okay, well, very good. And that is, let me take my hat off to you and congratulate you on having a business and being in business for yourself, because I know by experience that is not an easy thing to have to operate a business, because if I don't get up, nobody's going to get me out of bed and say, hey, Giannis, this needs to be done. I have to do it, and I have to have the initiative or take the initiative to do the things I need to do to keep that business running, to make sure people get paid, so on and so forth. And we disseminate good quality information that really resonates with our readers, that makes a difference to our readers, and something uplifting that's not going to, bog us down at this time. But with that being said, I don't want to try to take the spotlight. I want to continue to go to my right here, and it's great to welcome back Mr. Andrew Brewer with Men Making a Difference, and formerly Peace of Mind Home Health Care, now Optimum Peace Home Health Care. He's doing some big things. So, Andrew, welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be back. It's just great to be in this atmosphere. Business is going good, keeping people safe, getting through COVID. That was one of our main obstacles. And to keep our staff, we didn't lose anybody, thank God. And with peace of mind, we're looking forward to transition and to Optimum Peace, and just doing better and serving our people in the community, and also with Man Making a Difference. We had some obstacles to overcome. We will be doing a food drive in November, and hopefully we can be connecting with you.
Yeah, I would love to do that again. I was going to actually reach out to you to see when we could get it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that I think that's a good part of just uplifting everybody, just to keep the fire lit, and that's what we have to do. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, and this is what this show is about. It's about connecting community, because one thing I took away from just being in this pandemic experience, it's like we, as a community, we had to really see what it was like to miss each other and to physically not be together. And I think we had to rise to the occasion to continue to have things function. We had to operate things being physically apart. But I see with a lot of people in the community, it helped them to actually work together better. And I see people connecting in person, moving forward, being able to work together, not always agreeing with each other, but I've seen progress from my viewpoint, And so I try to keep a positive outlook on that. And again, I want to make sure that I'm doing something with purpose, and that I'm making sure that we connect resources as a community, because I noticed in Lansing there's a lot of silos here. And I believe the way that we get past that is just to continue to connect, to communicate, and let people know who we are, what we do, what we stand for, because there's so many untapped resources here, at least from what I can see. And with that, I want to talk about the show. And the topic is Black Men Breaking Barriers. And I would say, like, who better to talk about it than three very accomplished Black men. And you all are doing big things in the community. You're doing some things together, and then some things you're doing totally separate. But as a Black man today in this community, and I'm going to just throw this out, since it's three of you and whoever elects to take it, we could go that direction. What are some of the things or one of the things you have to do differently than your white counterparts to actually reach your goals or your personal endeavors? That's how I'll word that.
I would like to say one of the main things with me personally is when I started the home healthcare business was financial. A lot of times in the Black community, our parents don't teach us about finances. So I was just lucky to be able to get it, but just going in the bank and just getting some money, that wasn't happening. So it took over some years just about saving money. It took me about 10 years, but the financial part of it, and what I see my counterparts, sometimes they don't have to go through those things. It's just the ignorance of financial literacy in the Black community that was a hindrance, and it could be a detriment to us.
Yeah, and so you took it upon yourself to learn the things that you needed to learn. Yeah,
I just took it, and it was amazing. It's crazy. I remember I was just 15 years old, and I heard this white guy just talking about putting money up in the bank and borrowing it from yourself. And that's how I got my credit up. I put $500, and then every time I borrow a car, I would borrow it from myself because I'm gonna pay myself back.
Right.
And before I know it, my credit had got up, and I was like, I just heard that on the radio. So just accidentally, just hearing something that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I use that concept today, and even during that time, I teach my son that the first person I would pay before I pay rent, I learned to pay myself. So financial responsibility, building up that nest egg was vital. It's like a resource. So if something drastic happened, you have some ammunition to fight it.
Yes, indeed. And I've realized the importance of having that nest egg and the importance of paying down debt, those types of things, that we sometimes have to do in the moment that don't feel so good, right? Because we want that gratification. We got that money in the bank and we're like, hey, I can go out and get, whatever. I can buy this necklace, whatever. And so to discipline yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to put 10% in the bank for myself. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. I'm going to pay off this credit card, not on the credit card. I'm going to pay it off, and I can't get that new outfit this time. But, my FICO score just went up 2 points. That's a good feeling. I feel pretty good when my FICO score goes up. I mean, I used to, I feel good getting a Gucci bag, but when that FICO score goes up, I can get 20 Gucci bags. Anyway, but with that being said, I have some more questions to ask you, gentlemen. And I just feel like there's not enough time, but that's okay. I'll have you guys back. But we're going to talk a little bit and dive more into Black men breaking barriers. But before we go to break, I want my listeners to know that you are listening to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Giannis Jackson, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. We'll be back after this break.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
I'm the type to dance to her very own beat. Ask me where I am, probably somewhere singing. Around my way, they call me Jingle Queen because I sing about everything. Like just do it, Nike. Have it your way, Burger King. Snap, crackle, pop, go Rice Krispies. Maybe it's me. You should call me the Jingle Queen when you're in need of dope melodies. You should call the Jingle Queen when you're in need. You should call me the Jingle Queen. Oh, you should call the Jingle Queen.
www.laureypen.com. That's LAUREPEN.com.
Do you own a timeshare?
Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. That's 800-953-0866.
Welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Giannis Jackson, coming to you from Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. Today, we're talking about Black men breaking barriers, and I have my guests today, Derrick, Gilliam, Garfield, Blackwell, and Mr. Andrew Brewer. And the question that we raised before we went to break was, what do you have to do differently than your white counterparts to meet some of your goals, to carry out some of your endeavors? So I'll put that back on the floor, and we can start with, you want to go, Derrick? Who'd like to go first? Okay, go ahead, Garfield. Go ahead.
Yes, I would say that we have to be twice as good as our white counterparts to succeed. So we have to.
Now, give me a couple examples of how, just from your experience, like how have you had to be better than your white counterparts in your field?
So I would say take education. We have to have more education, than our white counterparts. We have to show more, like, far as self-worth at work.
Is it a certain way that you feel like you have to carry yourself in front of your coworkers and such?
Yes, we have to look the part, act the part, and we don't get the same breaks. We can't have the same mishaps as they have.
Right. Yeah, one thing I've experienced, and this is, as a Black woman, I can speak from my experience, just the hair. Certain hairstyles were not embraced for me during my experience in corporate America, So my braids were taken a lot differently than my permed hair, or if I took a hot comb and curlers to it and it was sleek, and it was a different experience in braids. So it's just, I had to do things a little different. And so that's my experience, dressed a little different until I was somewhat accepted. That's how I felt. And what about you, Derrick? What are some of the things that you've done differently to reach your goals and endeavors as a Black man, breaking those barriers?
Well, one for working at a Head Start, we deal with a lot of where I'm at is a lot of lower income, and it's kind of opposite there, because I had, if you come in dressed up in a suit and everything, a lot of times, people will think you're better than them in that field.
Oh, okay.
So I always would dress down, and the clients would relate to me better.
So you're adapting to your environment.
Yeah,
okay.
Basically adapting to my environment. Now in the acting field, it's just a whole different ball game. I mean, you can just look at the Grammys, the Oscars, all that. It's only a few blacks that have won. I mean, it's getting better, but I look at somebody like Denzel, Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, those type. To me personally, they should have 4 or 5 Oscars.
Yes, and just to think about what it took them to get there.
Yeah, just think about what they went through. They've kind of opened the door for people like me and younger actors.
Yeah.
But it's still tough. And one of the things I always say about the acting is the mindset. Us as Black people, a lot of people say, Derrick, can you get me on? Can you this, that? And I say, well, the first thing you have to do is invest in yourself.
That's right.
And I tell people, if you invest, go spend you $500, $600, $700 on some headshots.
Yes, that is so key.
Because if you don't have good headshots, they're not gonna look at you.
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
And so, you know, it's sometimes I get the bum rap for it because I tell somebody that, and then they'll go tell, Derrick didn't want to do this or that, and I'm like, I can hook you up with all the talent agents, but you gotta invest in yourself first and show me that you really want to do this.
Putting that best foot forward, right?
If you don't do that,
investing $500 to
them. I ain't gonna pay you $700 for you.
If you don't get your headshots, bring your headshots to me.
And that's something I learned in the acting thing is the headshots. If you don't have a good headshot, they can look at.
Yeah, and it's you know how much appearance really does influence the fields we go into, whether it's acting or if it's, the political arena. There are times where one might feel as though they have to answer for more, so to speak. Why? What makes us qualified? And some would call it a black tax. I mean, I'm not saying that I do, but I mean that can kind of describe it. It's
definitely.
like we're paying an additional price for being in a land that we weren't born. But we
gotta be twice as better at it, no matter what, whether it's in the acting field, working at the plant, running your own business, we gotta be twice as better.
And it's not that, I think the thing that troubles me is that some would say it doesn't exist. We're being irrational and those sorts of things, but it very well it does, because we were, since we've been here, as far as, with slavery, things were designed so we couldn't advance in a manner, and that has woven its way into a lot of the systems that we deal with today, whether be it banking, landing jobs, those types of things, acting, sports, and with sports, that's a whole nother animal I'm not going to get into. But so, yeah, I mean, we can go on. And unfortunately, we can't today because our time is growing near. But I like to ask people, I'm going to throw a question out and I would say you could give me a little bit, just what you would like to leave with our audience, before you go.
I know one thing I would like to say is, you only get a few friends in life, and Garfield and Peter are two of my really, really close friends, and we started that, we were throwing parties in the DPG. So one big thing is friendship.
Tell me what the DPG is.
DPG, it just stands for Derrick, Pete, and Garfield. And
okay.
We throw,
DPG.
We throwing the parties at Gregory.
Oh, okay.
And,
I thought you was like,
LBC,
Warren G. I was like, what the DPG? I don't know what that is. Okay.
And friendship is a big, big thing. And, man, I just went blank. What was I going to say?
We were talking about what you're going to leave with people, or you were talking about friendship and whatnot, and in the DPG when you threw some parties.
Oh, yeah. And far as with the acting thing and just in general, I played basketball, and like Garfield said, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, and the acting thing was just, God blessed me when and I tell people, have faith, and if you believe, because if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I say, if I can make steps and see myself on Chicago Fire or see myself on My Brother's Keeper on the big screen, anybody can do it.
That's awesome.
It's not that I'm a special person or nothing, I just kept working hard and persevered, and anybody can do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to say that, and like I said, again, our time is growing near, so I'm going to have to close that out and leave you guys on that note. I'm sorry I had to cut it short, but I'm just glad that you could be here with me today. Garfield, Derrick, Andrew, thank you for, just really being a beacon of light and, being an example for young black men in our community. And I'd like to thank my listeners for tuning in one more week on the Sunday Chronicle. This episode was about black men breaking barriers. And so with that being said, I'm going to sign out. This is Giannis Jackson coming to you from Stacks 92.1, Stacks 92.1 FM. This is the Sunday Chronicle. This is the platform for the community because community knows what community needs. Make it a great day. Bye.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. 800-668-2493. That's 800-668-2493. Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day, Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment. 800-210-7907. 800-210-7907. 800-210-7907. That's 800-210-7907.
Do you own a timeshare? Well, face the facts. You made a mistake. You made a bad purchase. A timeshare is not an investment. It's a money pit that continues forever. If you use your timeshare, that's great. But if you don't, and you want to legally get out of your contract, call my friends right now at the Timeshare Exit Hotline. They're an experienced team of lawyers who help good people like you get out of a timeshare contract that they just don't want. Don't throw away your money on maintenance fees. Use it for things you really want. We can help you end your timeshare contract and stop the money drain immediately. If you're ready to move on with your timeshare, call our team right now.
Cancel your timeshare now with a free call. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. 800-953-0866. That's 800-953-0866.